Happy Sunday fun day. Give me a few minutes here. Hi everyone. Welcome, Sunday. Muffin Top, were you the first one in here? Let's see. Yes, you were. Tookie, I believe are you new? Welcome. I got change. Oh, I love it. I've got some really new names in here. Thank you and welcome. I'm getting everyone's emails. Hey, Donna, Heavenly, Deborah, Darlene. Hi, everybody. Very interesting few days. Hello. Welcome, guys. Yeah. I couldn't go live from where I was because many of the people, they just couldn't do that. And I didn't realize that until I got there. So, thank you. Smash that thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. Welcome to WCIA Network, everybody. Those of you that are new, welcome aboard. What we do here is all for the sake of the Summer Wells missing children, as I call them. Any of the children that are basically the get-gone children that I believe fall under the same category as Summer Moon Wells. Obviously, we don't know her story yet until the guilty is found guilty. I use my intuition, my clairvoyance to pull together details that I have been, I guess I could say, shown as little nuggets to follow. So that's what I do. I follow just the nuggets, right? And I zoom into them. It just is very easy. I believe that's probably one of the gifts that I'm given in order to work with these missing children, is I'm able to zoom in right to the detail and understand it and create the truth around it, because then it allows me to see more information, looking at photos. And Summer Moon Wells missing children are really loud, and they really would like justice, and there's going to be hundreds of them. Once this is exposed, and it will be exposed. It will be exposed. Going through past cases, cold or not cold, many of them, even if they have found parts of their body or teeth or whatever, their stories haven't been told yet. The truth for these children haven't been told yet. They haven't gotten justice through seeing the guilty being exposed. And one of those children is Serenity. All of this falls under this Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Everything I do and say here always is for the sake of the missing children. It is to help find justice for these children. And this is what I have decided, especially after these last 5 days working with such a wonderful, amazing group led by Lisa Williams. If you look her up, you'll see she's phenomenal. If anyone is looking to take any kind of courses, I'd highly suggest only her, actually, only her. Um, that I'm going to start really honing in and creating this as a real business for myself. And and that started today by I was able to, I'm in review for membership only, and that the membership only section will be for those who will monthly, and then I'm going to see if we could do it weekly, have a table round discussion for only those members that are paying to discuss things together and have a like-minded philosophy that we truly, truly, truly know and feel is real. Because I just have to follow. I have to follow where the world is pointing me. I guess it's where I'm being pointed, right? My throat's so dry, and it's being pointed towards these children that are begging for me to focus in on them. So the person that you see here, so that's what's going on here. Thumbs up. Anything, if you guys would like to support the channel, of course, there's superstars, super chats. But on my wwcanetwork.com, I have, I think, 4 or 5 t-shirts left. They're really cute. And I have 1 candle left from the last making. And then I'm going to be doing another channeling with the sand and everything this coming week. And you could also book a reading with me. I'm only going to take particular readings, a certain amount of readings per month. And that will be Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And you could do that online as well. Okay. I am going to, let's see. Hi guys, how's chat going? Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to need to close it after a little bit because I'm going to want to hone in on Serenity and get into her energy, and that means I'm going to have to turn chat off while I'm doing that because Serenity's story is pretty gruesome. And I also have a few photos in here of Caitlin. Thank you, Darlene. Always supporting. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thanks for that super chat. Means a lot. So I'm going to be honing in, and McKinney, I threw in a few pictures of her as Serenity Mckinney, and I also threw in a few photos of Caitlin, which is a huge story, right? But once all of these start to get exposed, then each of my files will go along with it, right? All right, guys, I'm turning chat off while I go into my thing here. Serenity. Serenity's story needs to be talked about and brought to the surface, even though it doesn't matter. Her body, you know, this was found, that was found. Serenity, to me, has had a life full of terror, and she is looking for justice, as well as all the other children are looking for justice, meaning the guilty party gets thrown in jail. The first few photos I'm showing you come from Serenity Mckinney's family. They really stuck out like a sore thumb. So whoever this is 110% covered under the Copyright Act 107 of Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. These photos here that you are going to see, this first one I started with because this falls within Serenity's family. And the way that these children are leaving this earth, this beautiful earth, and being born and raised into a situation that they didn't have any power over. They were powerless, voiceless. They had no decision on it. It was taken from them. And then their life was taken from them. But they only knew from a certain way of living. And the people around them supported that purpose. So I see that many a times, thank you, Donna, thank you, many a times these children, they go as so far and then they're just gone. They're gone. They're the gone children. And it's a pandemic of silence. It's a silent killer. It's the silent killer that no one's talking about. And that's what I'm going to do here, is bring light to it in order to show that this is going on. I'm not looking for anyone to agree or disagree with me. I am not looking to say, oh, I don't think that's what happened to her. It doesn't matter. I'm putting light on it. I'm putting light on it. So anyone that comes here and, really, really wants to help find a reason why all these get gone kids are just gone, this is the channel. This is what I'm going to do here. So I took this photo and I first of all went right into the glasses, right? This here, as soon as I saw, I'll go back, as soon as I saw that her glasses had a particular image in it, I knew to pay attention. Now notice the image she has in her glasses. It's like an A-frame, like a door A-frame, right? Look at that. Wait a minute, where's the other one? Let me put this up in a different way because this is getting all blurred. What I want to show you is she is standing in front of a doorway that has another door in front of it. So it's almost like, and I see this as well in the Summer Moon Wells, I'm like, there's other doors to get through to. There's a door in between the door. And what you see here, you guys, is exactly that. And she has a tree. She has a lot going on here. And she has one of those wires. And I could tell you my intuitive read is I feel it. I know this is a bad place to be. I know it and I see it. So what I do here is I show you guys the images to see if you could actually see it. Because this lady is a relative of Serenity. This isn't a normal photo, whoever this is, to have on your Facebook under the Serenity Mckinney posts. This to me is a hidden doorway. hidden doorway. And she is actually standing here with a bruised head. What is her message about this? I don't know. But there is a lock. It's a sliding door. It is an entrance to a hellhole. Trust me, I sent this all to TBI. It's an entrance to a hellhole. So when I saw this, I'm like, yep, this child was born into it. This photo is also on the Serenity Mckinney's family photos. Now, if this doesn't show that this child became a part of this tree-loving ground shit that they're doing for their purpose, I'm really not quite sure what does. This is an actual photo that they have in their album. Now, it makes sense to us here because we've been looking at this stuff, right? For 10 months now. And all of the images within this photo now make sense. So the more I put light onto this and the more that this is being exposed, the more sense these photos are making. Look at this. This is Summerwell's missing children's purpose. However you guys want to see it and explore it and accept it, this is it. This is it. It has the A-frame. It has this sick-ass body in there. Edit, copy. It has, look at that. Look at the head. Right on the top there, you guys. So if anyone who thinks they're doing this and no one is paying attention and you're just going to continuously put photos up of heads on tree trunks, keep doing it because I'm going to keep exposing you. I don't give a crap if anyone doesn't see it or believe it. This is on a tree trunk. It's on a tree trunk. And it is a head. Now I'm going to crop it even closer so you guys see it. These are the heads that we have been looking at for 10 months. And no one seems to understand that those are heads. Paste, paste. These are heads in the tree trunk. These are heads coming out of the tree trunk. And this is all from Serenity Mckinney's family photos. It's not being hidden, you guys. It's not being hidden. This isn't hidden. Now, take a closer look to the child. The child is stuck in the ground, just like we see in Summer Moon Wells's video of the swing. The swing, if you really paid attention and you pull it apart, has these kids' torsos just like this. Just like that. Anyone that thinks that this is a normal photo of a child playing, it's not. It's not. This child is being used and was born into some purpose. And if you listen to Benny Keys, what he is saying, He's telling the truth. They're in a war. They're in a war, and they're using our children. They're using our children as the vehicle to win some sort of a war that they have created amongst themselves in order to find a reason that they want to kill. Period. Because they have created all of their own storyboard in order to fill their need to kill. Now, mind you, I'm sure most of everyone that's doing this has come from family background of doing this, right? That doesn't give anyone the excuse to basically play God. That is right there. That's your A-frame. It's what's behind you. So this, they have created some sort of occult following that makes them all make each other feel really much better when they abduct, take, give, sell, abandon a child. Because something is telling them it's for the good of the farmer, the environment, a gardener, whatever, that they're using our natural environment that God's given world that God gave us as if they think they're supposed to fertilize it and play God. It's just their excuse. They have created this with amongst themselves as the excuse. You guys, that is a tree trunk. And this is as open. You could go into Facebook, put in Serenity Mckinney, and just click posts. And what you do is you just look at the people that are placing the posts. Go to the ones with the last name McKinney, go to their Facebook and check out what they have. Look at their photos. It's as simple as that. You go to the posts for Serenity Mckinney, look and do your own investigating of the people that are making these posts, and you will see the ones that are the guilty party. Now, I found it that way because I was directed that way. So I believe that my purpose, I'm understanding it more, is to expose it. Because I believe my gift is to see it and go for the picture. And then somehow I have to get it out there to expose it. Because really no one is finding these photos like this that I know. Because if we knew about these photos and someone else had them, trust me, we would be seeing a head sticking out of a tree trunk like that. Especially since Serenity Mckinney, like it's like one of those, it's wide open. They don't have any rhyme or reason. You know? Her photos, the ones that you have to particularly select, these particular photos, when you know the elements, and all of you guys here know them. If you don't and you want to learn about them, go watch, just go binge watch my videos. Play it fast motion, you know? And you will see that one of the main ones is they cover up their necks, and this isn't a turtleneck. It's not a turtleneck. This little child has these little hearts surrounding her head. This is basically a picture of her head. This is just like the picture I have of Summer Moon Wells laying in the grass, and it's just her head, and they want you to think she has a red dress on, and she doesn't. This is the same one. It's the same kind of a photo, just like these. Now, they're not curlers in her here. I think it was McCain. I showed you one from McCain. If you look to the left-hand side, those little, they're not curlers. They're like, I don't know what they are, but she also has those coming out of her hair and coming out of her neck and coming out of the top of her head. That's what they are. So they place this stuff in particularly deep fakes and cover them up so you just don't see them. So you don't see them. But because I have been looking at these elements on all of these different cases, we see them. See that thing coming out of the top of her head? That is the same white thing that comes out of all the children's top of their head. And then the curler that you see, it's not a curler. It's some metal thing that was also found on those who've been following me on McCain. The little McCain girl who the parents are still playing dumb. They had everything to do with it because their child also fell under this cult-like situation. And their blood and their bodily fluids and their body parts, everything is being used in a way that they think it's best for the world and where they make money. Serenity has many photos of the same things that Summer Moon Wells has. All of Summer Moon Wells' missing children. They basically all have these, and the things coming out of their heads because somehow it's part of the equipment, right? And they do cover it very well. And at first you would be like, oh, that's just a bump in her head or whatever. It's not. Every one of these kids, you guys, have all the same elements. Look at my past videos. They're stuck in there, and they're as bright and obvious as can be. And they have no hair. Like, it's like, there's reasons that they cut their hair off, and then they could put fake hair on. See what this is? It's like what they did to her, you guys. These groups work together. They definitely like to camouflage. It's like they sat down and decided who's going to take what role. Like I said someone's the Joker, someone's the Batman, someone is Spider-Man, someone is Wonder Woman. Like, it's like they all have their own. Someone is Sandman. You know, they all have their own. And even the quiet little ones, even the quiet ones that play the religious and the real quiet voice and poor me and hey y'all, you know, everything is fine. They're actually the worst. They're actually the worst because those are the ones that are hiding. So the ones that are hiding are the ones that have the most to hide. So really pay attention to the ones on YouTube that play that role. It's like you see movies where the psycho lady is like a little librarian and she's really quiet. She has a real quiet household, but she is a loony psychopath. They're in this case. They're psychopaths. And they're in this case, and they're the ones that are trying to calm everyone down. Men and women. I could pinpoint them. Once this gets busted open, I could, if they ever want to hire me, I could friggin' pinpoint them in a heartbeat. And then they could do their jobs to nail it down. But the people that are on YouTube, many of them are not who you think they are. Look at the group. Look at the group that has been like created the whole circle of information. Notice. Take a notice. These little silver hearts, they like to cover it up on Serenity with her hat. And it's basically on her head in most of her photos. This one was very interesting to me because I know that there's a shitload of information, and unfortunately for those that are not clairvoyant, aren't going to see a lot of it. But some of you that have been watching here and recognizing the elements, you're going to see it. You're going to see certain things, and maybe certain people will not see it. And that's okay. But this photo really, really shows the depth of the guilt. It really does. And I understand that they're in jail, but for the children that have gone through this, they're looking to get justice by listening to them get exposed. They could sit in jail all they want, but these people are bound to quiet and silence. And the children really, really would like for this to get exposed. You know, the children aren't just looking for the parents to sit quietly in jail and not say anything. Because the whole purpose of me being here is to bring a voice to it and bring a voice to these kids and have their story be told. Yeah, I could tell their story, and I'm telling their story. But I'm not them. I'm not the one who fed them drugs. I'm not the one who did these things to them. They want their story told, right? The parents aren't talking. See her neck? So these pictures are manipulated, right? Once you slice and dice them, they not only will this one that I'm moving change, but the one that's in my PDF will change too. I'm really not quite sure how all this happens, but it's almost like the truth prevails and the truth comes through. See? And this picture I know has a bunch of layers of information. And what it helps is it helps this little child, Serenity, when you look at her, get her story told. She's looking at everyone like, please hear my story. Right? Why isn't anyone listening? This is it. I can't, it's like I have tried so hard to lead the authorities to the areas I see them. I have sent them. And I would know, and so would you, if they did any digging in those particular areas. Even if they found a tooth, even if they would find anything, a doll of substance to any of these missing children, they would know that something like this, they'd be like, aha moment. But They're not putting it together, like, whose is it? One of these little girls I have in here, that if they knew the elements, they would be like, something's going on here. All the teeth were found. They have something, they do something like that. That's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. These are all bullshit photos. And I'm literally putting this out there. You may not see anything wrong with this photo, but I know that the guilty are watching this channel and they're watching what I put out here. I want them to know I know what this photo is. Just like I know what this photo really represents. So when the time comes and these people get busted, their story is going to be told very clearly. Very clearly. Because I know that these are bubbles of information. I know that you did not have this poor child sit and blow bubbles. This is fake. This is fake. This child is bruised. This child is in a bad situation, and they're creating the bubbles to speak to the guilty. I know that. And she's holding one of those sticks, you guys, that Summer Moon Wells is holding. I don't know what those are, but if I had to guess, it's for the drugs. And in the beginning, it was very, very difficult to even speak about, because it was so uncomfortable for me to speak about the purpose and what's going on with these kids, because it's very risky. It's my reputation. This is my field. It's my reputation for me to come out with these nutty things. And it takes a lot to stand out and put that shit out there. It's my reputation. So when I tell you that this bubble is not a normal bubble, it isn't. It isn't. It is telling a part of this poor little girl's story, you see. It's part of her story. So what these kids are begging for is for people to pay attention. Because these sick-ass people have a rhyme and a reason for what they're doing. And they have done it for so long and gotten away with it for so long, they haven't got busted yet, right? But for those that are listening and those that are the guilty, your day is coming. Your day is coming, because these children that were victimized are being shown, that you think they're being shown to have a normal life. But let me tell you, when every one of the get-gone children have all the exact same photos, and every one of the get-gone children take pictures in a pumpkin patch, take pictures in a, I'll go through it. Take pictures in a pumpkin patch, sunflowers, a park, next to trees, playing at the water by a beach by themselves, riding ponies, playing with animals, in the rocks, like all of those photos that are being taken. Can't forget Easter baskets. All photos like that are fake. And the world's going to see that they're fake. And the world's going to know that you did not do those things with your children. This is what these kids were. They were raped of a lot of things. They were raped of their life. And they do not want people to think that you brought this child in a pasture to blow bubbles. That's what they want. That's what they want. That's their justice. They don't give a shit if you guilty ones that are listening sit in jail. Doesn't do shit for them. They want people to know what you did. That's the justice they're waiting for. They're waiting for their story to be told. For someone to pay attention, this little girl has bruises all over her, and that is a stick that is not of a healthy stick. So the parents that are sitting there of guilt, they want their story to be told. This is another, I believe that this is Serenity Mckinney's grandfather. Oh, I know what I see on the ground there. So I'm going to call bullshit that this goes back all the way back to the family. And this is covered under Section 107 of the Copyright Law of 1976. Because if I feel as if this could save the missing children, and I feel as if putting this picture here of the heart wrapped in bloody shit is going to help, I'm going to post it. It has nothing to do with the man. I don't care who he is. I don't care. This is what I care about. The story of how this became this. Copy. The story how this came to that. I don't care if this guy is, I don't care who he is. The children want their story to be told. There are hundreds and thousands of people part of this. They just want their story told. On how someone can cherish these little things that they're doing in place of a human. Replacing it. And that's what happened to these children. That's what they want. They want us to know their story. It's not about the man. I don't care who he is. Just cover him up. It doesn't matter. It's for me to let this person know, I know what you're looking at. I know what's on the ground, and no one has to tell me I'm wrong, and no one has to tell me I'm right. So the day will come when the story is told, and this person will know that everybody knows the story of the Summer Wells missing children. And this is part of it. This is a part of it. And these children do not want these guys to live one more day getting by with this stuff. They want the world to see the evil. They want the world to look at these people in the face and spit. Spit on them. Not praise them. Spit on them. This one I actually showed months and months ago. It's Serenity playing with her little house, right? And it's just crazy how nobody sees what comes out of her neck. Now, we all know that all the children have those coming out of their neck, including Summer Moon. This is all part of the equipment. Don't ask me what the equipment looks like. I don't know. I only get bits and pieces of information. I know that by the end of their lifespan, they're covered in it. They're covered in it. Their bodies become it, whatever it is. And this happens to have a number 5 in the back. This child really, 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 really went through a lot of pain in her life for however long she was here. Never, never, never knew of true life. It was taken away from her. Here they are at the in their church. I'm just showing this because this is a part of it. And I'm showing you her hands because those are part of the elements. This scene here is the same scene as we saw at the fake church summer moon. No difference. Only difference is it's a different child. Same situation. Same photo. Same thing with the hands, with the fingers. And her picture will wind up looking like summer on the bottom. Let me see if I could get a better one. Wait, let me fix the color of it. Contrast maybe. Nope. Sharpness. Oh, maybe that will help. Okay. So this picture, and it's usually always, I don't even have to say usually, it's always the vigil photos, church photos. You know, she has whatever she has, it's going to appear around her mouth is exactly what Summer Moon Wells had. It's right here. This picture becomes the truth, you see. It does. It will be seen. This will be seen. And whenever the authorities get the right authorities to bust this open, it will happen. When the time will come where particular authorities, and it's coming soon, this is just my intuitive read, particular authorities are going to have to step aside. And I see those words being told to them, like I see someone who in higher demand without any words or explanation, them walking in their office, whoever's behind the desk stands up because they know that this person of higher authority, and this person looks at them and says, you need to step aside. And then he moves his hand to the left. His left hand is up, and he moves his hand and says, you need to step aside. And no words told. So either this already happened or this is going to happen. So if this already happened, that person may hear this. That is about you. It's about you. And that person may be like, how did she know that? Because I see it. And it's being told with no words because it's saying, figure out your fucking story or you're going down with it. He's saying that by just looking at you. Like, figure this shit out or I'm going to have to take you down. But he can't say it. When all of that is understood and all of that is in order, and preparing and recognizing everything is sort of in its place, that's when this will be busted open. Not until then. Because they can't do it until then. They can't. They have to remove those that are keeping everyone from going, from going forward and going into the truth. But the head honchos, they actually know the truth. They just have ignored it. Too much heat in the kitchen. Too much social media for them. Too much YouTube. Too much Facebook. Too much social media. Can't do it anymore. They can't do it anymore. So either that day came or it's coming. It's here. Because it's just getting too hot in the kitchen for these guys. Too hot in the kitchen. This is the same kind of picture. This little Serenity has that same little lobe, white lobe, coming down the side of her face with the heart, as so many other photos I showed you. I actually showed you one from, oh my God, I'm not going to say her name, but she had one of those around her. It's just a very common, element. Let me crop into it. But if anyone that, again, I would suggest been watching all my videos just quickly. And then you'll be like, oh, wow. Cannot believe it. It's the same. But it's this little thing. Right? It helps when I do it this way. Because then you could see it better. This is what they cover up, right? This is what they're trying to cover up, these little things. One day we'll know what they are. We will. It's right above her. See it? And then her mom has that shit on her neck as well. So this is a photo that oh my God, I've been looking at. And, they're just, okay, so they're sitting in jail. But they don't, but their story, the story hasn't been told. Serenity is begging for the story to be told. She wants everyone to know what this means on her neck and the boyfriend or the father's neck. Because this is what she endured. This is what happened to her. And it's a cop-out. It's a waste to just have them sitting in jail. Because the whole cycle is still in process. The cycle is still continuing. Here. It's still continuing. And these children are looking for justice. They're looking for it to stop so they don't have to sit in heaven with more children under these same conditions. Because by arresting them and putting these parents in jail isn't going to stop the process. This is something wrong. All of these elements are on the other parents and the children. These are the elements I'm going to keep repeating with each Summerwell's missing child or gone child. They're not being found as whole children. Their soul and everything has been sucked away. And the parents really, really, they only want the people involved to understand that their story is being told. And that they can't hide the weenie anymore and hide behind their own sick shit. This is Serenity. Here's a picture Again, these all come from, understand you guys, these come from the photos of the people that are commenting in the Serenity Mckinney Facebook groups. We all know, we see this on Summer Moon Wells in many photos. The little heart thing between their legs. I am telling you, this is not fair to the children if it's not exposed. This comes from the posts from Serenity Mckinney's Facebook people. It's truly, truly insane. And that's not Serenity. These are other kids. These are other parents' children. I don't care who that girl is. It doesn't matter, you guys. Just understand, we don't care here. I don't care who that is. I don't care. I don't want to know. All I want is for this child to tell her story. Why is that between her legs? To tell her story. For the people that put these things there have to face their truth. That's the only time that's literally justice will be served. It's the only time. It's the only time. Because these kids are still in these situations. So you understand that the kids are in the spirit world, right? And it's getting filled really quickly. COVID really did a number. COVID's silent killer is this. And those children, if it's not exposed, just finding a piece of them doesn't do anything. Nothing. Doesn't bring justice. Oh, bring justice home because you found all of her teeth? They don't give a shit. They want their story told. Of course they found their teeth because it was planted there for them to find it. Ignore the faces. I'm showing the faces because I got these pics, I don't even know who they are, off of their Facebook from Serenity. And I don't care who they are. They're not guilty. I don't know anything about them. What these pictures are used for right now is for the sake of showing you the situation. I believe this is a situation that's part of it. The grids and everything. The grids, the bikes, the fan, the whole thing. The whole thing. Everything about this. Everything about this. I know that you guys aren't going to see it because it's just bunches, whatever. But I want the person who drives these trucks and sets these situations up to know that I know what this is. And to know that this is going to be like on the radar because all of this is sent into the authorities. That this is something that was sent in. And this is between this photo and this one has to have a red flag. And it's not because of the red truck. It's this whole situation. It's everything here from the dumpsters to the little metal thing that they're pulling, by the truck. Because if you recall when I showed you the video of Don, he waits for a red truck just like that, pulling one of those things to pass. And then he moves his camera to the next section. This is of importance. I know it is. This is a way of transporting. So for those listening that you think that those aren't going to be on the radar, they are. They are. This is part of how they do this. This whole entire photo. Serenity. Here's another one from the church. This next slide I have of a close-up of her hands. And she has the heart on her wrist. Now, mind you, the hands, she's holding something, so it's deep faked. But understand that this complete photo of what's happening is Summer Wells' missing children. End of story. I can't have expressed to you how this is the church that the Wells go to. It's just like it. All the way down to that little silver pot. It's not a religious thing, yada, yada. I don't want to hear about it. But let me get close to it for you guys. These are not, this is not a ceremony that we know that what ceremonies are. So look what's happening here. It's a whole concoction of like whatever they do with those white things. But if you look at this silver, to me, that is serenity. Because that's what happened to Summer, and that's what happened to Michael, and that's what happened to Harmony, and that's what happened to all of them. This is some sort of, this is their vigil. Because this is some symbolism, I'm being told, this is some symbolism of serenity. So, pay attention, guilty. You guilty mothers, fuckers out there. I see it. I see what you did. I see it. The story is being told through the children. You understand? That's what I'm doing here. The children are telling their story. So just by them being thrown in jail, they want this story to be told. Why is that a symbolism of a child who didn't have a choice? Why? That is what it is, you see. And to just throw these people in jail, will not stop it. Will not stop it. Nobody now, people may right now not be pulling these elements to the side and recognizing them as the truth. But the children want them to know that they'll keep telling their story through me until this is recognized as what you're doing to them. And I don't really give a shit who you are. It's too many of you. What I give a shit about is every one of you get busted by telling the same one story. It's one story. And it's a story about the Summer Wells missing children, the gone kids. Once that story is exposed, all of you will be exposed. So at this point, I don't give a shit who you are. All I'm here to do is call you out as a group. And this is what you're doing. It's what you're doing. So I want you to know that when the next child that is sacrificed, I want you to know Wait, copy. That this here, copy, I will be looking for. Because we have seen this over and over and over. So you're not so smart as you think you are. You're not invincible. You're not invincible. And this is what we're doing here. That's it. That's all I'm doing. Because this is the story that they want. They need to be exposed and told. Sitting in a church, just being in a church, is not going to give you any more cover-up anymore. And they are using the church, you guys, as the cover-up. I would think the churches would be all over this. You would think. Yeah, this is the same one I just went through. Here's Caylee Anthony. I just wanted to, so that was Serenity. I got my point across with Serenity. And that was the story that needed to be told. And really, these children are begging for justice to have their story be busted open, right? Before I ended this presentation tonight, I wanted to add Caylee Anthony to this because I've had her file since the beginning, but in the beginning, I didn't know as much to look for. That doll was found. These dolls, this was at her site. I read an article. A man wrote an article and he pulled this to the side and took a picture of it because he found it in the mud. So as soon as that spoke to me big time. So I went back to her file and I looked at her photos, especially within her hair. And this child's story will be told one day as well. This child has the same similar story. Copy. Let me put this here. These pictures are getting so pixelated. So this is that one of her hair. Copy. Yeah, it's they're like blowing up, some of them. And this you could see on her head, right? So this is in her hair. And this here you could see on her forehead and in her ear. But if I blow it up, you guys, something happens to it. So let me do it this way. Here. So it's very slight, but we all know that shouldn't be there at all. I could tell, see how it's going to change colors? I could tell that no one's really paid attention to her because these pictures have not been opened. Because if they were opened before, this stuff would have shown already. So it actually tells me that I know that this story isn't being looked at from this point of view. because the more I move this around, and I'll crop it and put it in right now, justifies it. Crop. See what's happening? So this shows you that she does have something different on her head that is being exposed. And it's right there. I mean, so to anyone that is listening, once this stuff is blown through, this child's story will be told as well. And it's not just about the parents being in jail, the mom being busted. See the number 3 coming out? Number 3 was Ramsey. He has that number 3 in his glasses, the JonBenét Ramsey. So I think that says a 3 and a 7. But this all comes out. Once you give it that little bit of attention and a little bit of love, the truth prevails. The truth prevails. Did y'all see that? Right? A lot's coming out. So this tells me that this little girl was the same group as Ramsey, because it's the number 3 and a 7. I'm sure there's a 5 somewhere, but this was more during that time. You know, I think it has to do maybe with the time, but each child, each group has their own numbers. I mean, look at this photo. Look at her hands and her neck. Look at the child's hands and neck. And under her ear. It's basically whatever this is, it's connected. It's pretty shitty. So this little girl's, I believe they said her teeth were found. And where, you know, now that I've seen all this information, where they found her pieces and stuff falls perfectly into the Summer Wells missing children's case. So if the authorities took this seriously, they could go probably find pieces of Summer Moon. It shows the tree, the whole thing. And they're basically, that's where they're found. Right? So it's not a coincidence that her evidence of it being her, of it being this little girl, it's all within the trees and the leaves. All of it. So these kids, their information is being found from there, found from those areas. So maybe if more cases pop up, don't save. And they do match, maybe then it will be taken to a different level, right? Maybe. So the other one that the other little girl that I'm going to be talking about tomorrow will be Boswell. It will be this little girl. She is my next one. She is one of the easiest. And I'm picking high profile ones because they will get the most traction. But these kids, this is my next one, Boswell. So to the two that I have spoke about so far, may justice come for them, right? As I continue just talking about some, before I go back to Summer Moon in a couple days, for those who don't know what I'm doing, is I am taking different Summer Wells missing children and exposing the story to show that there are common elements across the board for many of these children. And that there's a group here that the children are waiting for them to be busted open. And tomorrow, copy, because I'm going to get some more stuff. Oh yeah, thumbs up. So every one of her photos has a situation like this, has a situation like that. So I know exactly what I'm looking for, right? And I already pulled so many photos, and I would like to pull some more, which I will. But you guys will know tomorrow how much I will show of this Boswell. This is the neck. Let me move this. But she will be the next one I discuss, and that will be tomorrow. That will be tomorrow, and I will show you how they really missed it. And the photos are so obvious and show up so clearly. And again, in their channel news, in their news stations. See? This will be the last one I'm going to show you, because then I'm going to show it to you tomorrow. This comes from, let me show you, their local news. If, in fact, the day someone understands what's going on here, that's in, I guess, sitting in the seat of someone who could do something about it, meaning the authorities, once they see this stuff, they're going to be able to just fly through these children so easily. Will they be able to select the ones that fall under the Summer Wells missing children's cases? This child is a real easy one. It's very easy to see. But it's easy for us to see because we know what we're looking for, right? So those that are the guilty, I would say, hold on to your shorts, because this isn't going to be something that we're going to be able to unsee. we're not going to be able to unsee. What is this? Oh. Did I not post? Oh yeah, here it is. So this, it's not so silly. And the bright red stuff that's showing up, I know that that's going to turn white. So I wait for it to be that bar thing that goes across the back of the neck. And they got away with it. Because it doesn't matter if they're in jail and not in jail. It's because this story needs to be told. The story needs to be told. It's just really sickening. But at WCAA Network here, this is what we're doing, you guys. And I will start, as soon as they approve it, I just sent in for membership. I will start a membership, and you will be paying to sit in open discussion while I have, open discussion where I'm going to go back and forth and answer questions and put people up to work through particular maybe really cool elements or something, but it'll be really good. It will be nice. And plus it'll be really nice to discuss. So this little girl's will be tomorrow. I think that's going to be the last picture I put up right now. Let me see. Like weird photos. Like this was taken off of Channel 5 News. Wait. This here was taken off of Channel 5 News. You could see that it was messed with. That they messed with it. It's like that. Let me show you. And the only reason I pulled it to the side was because it has the frost on the side. And I don't know, but when there's frost like that, it's like a really crazy picture. So this little beautiful girl will be tomorrow. I'm gonna stop here and whoops, cancel. And yeah. Let's see. And tomorrow I'll go over Boswell, and I'll probably grab, I think I want to put a little energy on maybe Adriana or Lena. Lena I haven't done much with, So definitely that's so funny. I work with whoever wrote that, it's very funny. I have a huge line with WC. You don't even know what you're talking about. That's funny. I hope I'm sending you love because you need it. You're filled with sadness. You're filled with sadness and you need to go have sex or something. That's so funny. I have a great line with them. Just ban that person. So, anyways, so tomorrow I will do that, and I definitely look forward to doing the membership. To speak with people that are that want to make a difference in this world and are here to, put light on the children and put those that are guilty in the light and expose them. Yeah, that was very funny. Oh, that's so funny. I'm like a little too old to listen to bowling. Oh, they don't know you. Okie dokie. I know what I get paid every month. That's hilarious. Yeah. So tomorrow, thumbs up on your way out, please. That would be great. Thumbs up, thumbs up. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Have a great Sunday, fun day. I'm going to go have some dinner. Thank you for being here. Watch for the membership. And you give a thumbs up on your way out. That would be great. Thank you guys for returning. And for those that are new here, welcome. Welcome. Don't forget to subscribe. I will talk to you all tomorrow. Good night, guys.